Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
A lot of sunshine will continue to persist through us later on tonight with our sunset at 6:27 tonight. There'll be a light breeze out there from the north-northwest, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly to mostly clear skies tonight. We'll go from 50 at 8 p.m., then we'll dip down to the 40s later on this evening. So if you're doing anything out tonight, just again, be careful with kids running around neighborhoods and doing any Halloween festivities. There's so much is going on. You can head to our website at BTW21WX. Luis and I have compiled a list of events for you on the website so you can go check out what is going on. So much is happening around our area. Lows area-wide tonight, we'll see clear skies and not as cold, but pretty chilly to say the least. Low to mid-40s everywhere you go, up from Rocky Mount down towards Stewart in Ridgeway. So if you're camping out there at the Speedway grounds, have a nice heated blanket with you or some form of heat as you're doing so. So pretty cool and crisp as you make your way out and about. For your Friday, getting your weekend started here, a lot of things happening around the Ridgeway district. We'll talk about this race forecast in a little while, but again, of course, Friday is qualifying day, so for tomorrow on your Friday, a lot of sunshine, not as warm as it has been the last several days, so cooling off a little bit. Again, we have a bit of a northeast breeze as high pressure is in control for us, giving us that clockwise flow of cool weather that is set into place. So we're out of the wedge, but again, we're not as impactfully seeing rain or, variably, we could see mostly cloudy skies and no sun for Friday, but it is looking like to be a very nice weekend to say the least. Speaking of Friday, before we get into things, it is Friday night football, so if you're doing anything out and about this Friday night, head over to Bassett. That is our game of the week, and according to Win Herald, this is apparently the game of the century, as he has said from last Friday night, as GW, the Eagles came right there at it, and we went into overtime, the first overtime game that we have showcased to you in quite a while on the Neighborhood Network, so that was exciting for everybody out there. And of course, Bassett, can they handle the Halifax Comets? Of course, they've had a bit of a pretty okay season. Bassett's doing pretty well. So again, I'm not the sports guy. I just kind of see what goes on after the program. But this is a pretty good game to head out there. Not a cold night, but I would say have a very light jacket with you and bring some hot chocolate, I would say the least, because towards the latter, the third and fourth quarters, it'll be seeing increasing clouds, variably to mostly cloudy overnight for Friday. And so do know that things should be pretty okay to get out there, take advantage of Football Friday. If you're heading out to some Halloween parties, maybe you're doing some stuff around uptown the city of Martinsville or in the county or across the vicinity, you should have a very okay night for Halloween partying and trick-or-treating out there. Trunk-or-treating, several churches doing those this weekend too. Let's get you to another important part of the weekend, as not only is it Halloween, but again, the race weekend is in town. For Friday, qualifying series, like I said, not a bad day, so get out there, and I believe you're going to have a chance to meet some of the race car drivers. And of course, we had a chance to speak to one of those earlier in the week. You can go check out Luis's interview with one of those drivers as well. The last name is Petty. I remember that. It is not the other race car last name famous driver, Richard Petty. I believe it is his son. I think it is. So if you have not had a chance to check out that interview, he's also going to be doing some book signings out there too. Not Richard Petty, but his son out there too. So great Friday for that, with lots of sun and some clouds. And again, clouds thickening through the day on Friday. Saturday for the Dead On Tools 250. 250 it is. I must have said 500 there. That not the game. That race is scheduled. The green flag will drop at 3 o'clock. So a nice afternoon. Again, there's some concerts scheduled later on Saturday night at the Speedway. So if you have not had a chance to go out to the Speedway, if you're really not into racing, go at least one time and say you've done it. Because a lot of times I get questioned of saying, have you been to the race? I personally have never been to a race. How about that? I've lived here my entire life. have not been to a race, but I have kind of seen it and heard it from afar and seen some clips on TV once they showcase it on the national news of that nature. So, but of course, they've got that high-rising, you can get on the, there's a deck up there you can sit down on. I believe that has already been reserved for that type of necessity too. So other than that, not a bad weekend to do. Head to the raceway, head to some concerts out there, and once again, remember to follow the traffic pattern as it's a bit of a hectic time frame too. Sunday's the main day for the Xfinity Series 500. That race, as the green flag will drop at 2 p.m., that race should be fine. I don't foresee any rain delays, but again, if the system moves in fast enough, it may impact the latter half of the laps at the end of that raceway. But other than that, you should be okay to get out there, take advantage of the raceway. I'd say bring a jacket with you just in case. Of course, sometimes they're kind of strict of whether if you can't bring book bags and stuff of that nature. You have to bring a poncho to be safe side. But again, check the Martinsville Speedway's website for all that information. Again, rain is expected to move in late on Sunday. And everybody's mind right now, particularly for the kids, if you're not into the racing, hey, you have a holiday to look forward to. And of course, not a holiday off, but it's a holiday to celebrate. Head out to Family Fun Night. We're going to be doing that at Bassett Fire Department from between 6 to 9. Temperatures are going to be a high of 64 degrees with a low of 50. Rain's going to be numerous showers throughout the day on Monday. Later in the afternoon, some of these computer models are hinting that this rain could end earlier as 5, 6 o'clock. So we may be able to get that in on time for us this weekend. But if not, just do know that we will see hit or miss showers between the hours of about 4:35 to about 7, 8 o'clock Monday evening. So do know that if this rain speeds up quick enough, like I said, if it comes in late Sunday evening, and continues to move into Monday, we may be able to get most of this rain out of here before we get our Family Fun Night out of the way. But it is for sure by next Tuesday we will begin to see the rain quickly end, and there is another warming start to the month of November. So if you thought we're done with the cold or done with the warm, nope, we still got more of that heading up. It looks like for the next week and a half, the first few weeks of November is looking pretty nice and warm. So all that will change. We'll see what happens with that. But again, enjoy your Halloween weekend. Take care. Stay safe. Remember to keep an eye on the roads as you're traveling to things as well. One quick advice I will say, if you're out there trick-or-treating at nighttime, particularly with it being rainy, get you a reflector of some type of green or orange kind of light on your Halloween costume. Or if you're wearing a backpack, make sure there's a green, yellow, bright orange, something just in case if, once it does get dark, and it'll be dark already, you'll have some sort of reflector gear on you too. Y'all take care and enjoy your weekend.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.